a shark was bad. What if there were two of them but in one body?
This is brilliant and terrifying. And it's just more carnage. You always need more carnage. Right off the bat, it stars Carmen Electra.
Carmen Electra? I love her.
Carmen Electra's in a lot of motion pictures on boats because she loves semen. I don't know if you knew that.
Yeah.
So you know this is going to be a deeply philosophical movie. I mean, there's going to be boobs, but there's also going to be a lot of complex emotion.
Dr. Mann, have you seen Mike and Jeff?
They didn't make it.
I like when a movie doesn't lie with its title. You know what you're going to get, and you get that, and even more. That's what makes this movie great.
There are a few great moments. The beginning of the movie with water skiers getting eaten and attacked.
When I saw the title, Two-Headed Shark, and I saw two chicks skiing, I thought, they're both gonna get it.
Let me guess. A two-headed shark is gonna come and eat them both simultaneously.
And there's not even any da-da. That's the best thing about this crazy shark movie.
This shark's coming and it's got two heads, and both girls are doing tricks.
Well, the two-headed shark pops up out of the water, and it's just perfectly lined up so that the heads are in line with where they're skiing, and just
Grabs him, pulls him down, and I was, like, reeled in.
it's like the women go right into the mouths, and it's perfect choreography.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
And the dudes are like, hey, where did Gloria and Stephanie go?
Girl's gone. History. Vanished. Thin air. Poof.
This is a shark that knows how to nail two at a time.
That's how you open a movie.
The only other time I've seen two women be taken down by something two-headed was a product demonstration at a lesbian-owned sex shop.
I love the scene where we have the blonde hot woman who is going to now go weld underwater.
You gonna be okay down there?
It's just a little welding. But meanwhile, on the deck of the boat, you've got some sunbathing going on.
Carmen Electra is very, very concerned about her friend. You can tell. Her chest is heaving.
Look, you can't have Carmen Electra in a film and not have her in a bikini.
Sunbathing always gets my attention.
But she does that thing where she's like, you know how, like, you can't sunbathe in a shark movie unless you arch your back and you have fake boobs. I'm not saying her boobs are fake, but yes, they are.
It's probably my favorite scene in any movie that I've ever made.
You know, in a way, Carmen Electra's boobs are their own two-headed creature.
I'm very shallow. Two-headed shark decides to eat the girl who's welding.
So she's down there, and then all of a sudden, the two-headed guy comes.
She's like, what is that? Is that something I should be worried about? Definitely it is.
Gets the girl's leg.
Yeah.
The other head grabs the other part of the girl.
Ooh.
They fight over her.
And then, of course, she gets ripped apart.
And you see like little pieces of intestines, or maybe it's a kidney or something like that. It's all like, like, dude, you wasted the best part.
One head bites, and then it shares with the other head.
They can bite you and rip you apart at the exact same time. Brilliant. Because the two-headed shark, it's like a wishbone.
One's an ass man, one's a boob man, and they got their thing going on.
Splitting them in two. Very hot. Finn would probably chainsaw that shark right down the center.
I think that's what's great about movies like this. You know, you have killing, but you have Carmen Electra sunbathing. So you're kind of in a confused state of, what am I watching?
It's night, and there's sharks. You're dead.
Shark Night. Much scarier than Shark Day.
Shark Night, everything is all right.
There's going to be a shark on a horse in a suit of armor. Jousting away for, you know, the rights of people. Shark Night.
Yeah.
I thought that, but I was wrong. It's just a shark in the dark.
The plot of Shark Night is the villains are trying to make a reality show about people getting attacked by sharks.
What is cable television's longest running programming event?
So once again, the villain in the movie is people who want to see shark attacks.
Last year alone, it was watched by over 20 million viewers.
These local rednecks who are seeding this lake with sharks of different varieties.
They're kind of grabbing one of these kids at a time and putting them in really awful situations where they get eaten by sharks.
Are there freshwater sharks? Or have I missed out on all of my science classes in 8th grade?
This is insane! This is a lake!
It's a saltwater lake.
I mean, again, no marine biologist.
pretty sure sharks need salt water.
It's a saltwater lake.
What the hell does that mean? It means it's not possible.
A lot of these movies are just kind of culturally intolerant to sharks. Like, if you're gonna put a shark in a lake, that shark's gonna eat somebody.
There's no elbow room in there. There's no salt water. I mean, they're not in a good mood right now.
My favorite scene in Shark Night has to be the jet ski shark attack.
He's trying to get away from the shark.
There's a new phenomenon in shark movies where sharks are able to swim roughly 50, 60 miles an hour.
I didn't know sharks had that much horsepower.
The jet ski has fundamentally changed the shark movie.
Everybody that's on a jet ski I've seen in any shark movie dies.
I think we're noticing a recurring theme here. Jet skis are a shark's bitch.
Oh! Holy.
The way the shark killed him was like, what the hell you doing out here?
You know, it kind of came out of nowhere. It was impressive.
Guess he didn't make it. Because the shark ate his head off.
It's just so dramatic. This is like he's gone into the Matrix or something.
I like that shark. Because I'm sure that shark was just hanging out with his buddies like, wait, watch this. This guy, he thinks he's getting away. Wait, you think I should take out his legs or his entire face?
The jaw is so wide that the whole body just can fit right through.
Straight into the mouth of the shark.
I know what I would be thinking. I'd be like, uh-oh.
Get in my belly.
There's a synchronized quality to all these sharks.
He jumped out of the air and knew exactly where that guy would be on that jet ski at the perfect moment.
He could have got hit by the jet ski. He jumps up at the right moment, the perfect arc, lands straight on the guy's head.
That's like timing NASA space rocket landing on the moon.
Some of them have pretty good timing, which is why there's a lot of sharks in comedy.
You can outswim a jet ski, get in front of it, turn around, leap into the air, and pull the guy off the jet ski.
They are like the Michael Jordan of sharks.
Look at that vertical!
I would probably give that a good solid 9.5.
9.5? Well, I'd probably give it
high.
I mean, it's pretty high, but, you know, I might give it a 10, actually. I mean, he even got the jet ski for himself.
Full 10.
I think we're talking Olympic quality shark stuff here.
I think this shark should not only get a meal, he should get a medal.
They should have an endorsement deal. You see that shark on the side of Nike sneakers just reaching? I mean, instead of trying to slam the ball, it's just trying to eat a guy's head.
This is actually one of my very favorite scenes of any movie ever. You're not expecting a shark in a canal. There's no sharks in the canals of Venice, are there?
We have sharks with laser beams on their freaking heads.
Are they ill-tempered?
Absolutely.
Shark in Venice. What a beautiful idea for a shark movie.
That actually would be really kind of freaky if you had sharks in the canals in Venice.
You're not expecting a shark in a canal. There's no sharks in the canals of Venice, are there?
Sharks in Venice has this like complicated plot about why the villains brought the sharks into Venice and the political corruption involved in this.
It was kind of like Indiana Jones mixed with sharks.
Why can't we just enjoy a movie where a Baldwin brother fights a shark?
I love Stephen Baldwin. Oh, it was awesome.
Agreed.
You hear that music, and you see the peaceful canal and the gondolier, and you know someone's going to get eaten. Absolutely.
Or not even a dorsal fin to warn you that there's a shark in the canal.
It puts you in this sort of international mood, and then they just throw a shark at you.
And then all of a sudden, as everybody sort of congregates and comes together, we have a giant shark!
People are like, what the canal is happening here?
City of Love has just gone all crazy.
I would be the most rowing gondola-ass man in the world. You would never see a gondola move as fast. Like, as soon as I saw the first dude get it with shark to the face, it'd have been like, okay, people, strap in. I'm going for the gold.
Out of nowhere comes this gigantic CGI shark.
Dives out of nowhere, chopping a gondola in two.
All this little old Italian grandma can do is go.
There's no sauce on that boat!
I think she probably practiced that reaction like 12 times every morning. Should I be, or should I be, or should I be?
The tourism in Venice has recently declined after reports of many shark attacks in the canals, I've heard.
It's true. Granted, I actually think that's more of a reason to visit Venice.
If I saw that in a travel brochure, I would go to Venice immediately. Yeah, that's my kind of town.
It adds a European charm to the entire experience of being attacked by a shark.
Where better for a shark to take people out than in Venice? Oh, smorgasbord.
I think the shark was just swimming with his buddies and he said, you know what? I think I'd like Italian tonight.
They say the best Italian food is in Italy. These sharks are no dummies.
Italians don't go in the gondolas.
He's not going to eat Italian at all. These are all tourists.
They're like, oh, this is American.
Damn. You can't win, even when you're a shark.
My favorite scene in Sharks in Venice is when the shark pops up, attacks a lady, and then goes, can I just get a little more olive oil over here?
The least believable thing about the film is the notion that anything can survive in the canals of Venice. Italian people have been throwing their crap into those canals for 2,000 years. I don't think the bloodthirstiest of sharks would go anywhere near there.
Those sharks are just eating humans to get the taste of the Venice water out of their mouth. We're just a sorbet to them.
Sharks are the rats of the sea, so I don't think they're concerned about the cleanliness of the water.
You have these sort of beautifully shot slow motion sequences of the sharks chewing. And that's how you know these are Italian sharks. They care about cuisine. They want to savor the flavor of what they're eating.
We're obviously not in Venice when we look at this footage.
So that whole attack scene was shot in like 5 different places.
You can actually see that they're out in the vast ocean when they cut to the actual real shark footage.
It was shot in Bermuda. It was shot in the Pacific Ocean. There's like 20 different water qualities and colors.
Wait, that shark is eating a baby seal.
That wasn't wearing a gondolier's outfit.
You have to give them a little bit of credit for doing that because it's kind of the best shark attack scene you've seen in a long time, right?
Maybe the sharks were on vacation as well.
I've never been to Venice, and now I'm never going to go.
Sharks in Venice. Best movie ever.
Our deepest fear as human beings is what happens when sharks get technology.
So we have gold member.
Austin Powers a gold member. Not a shark movie per se, but is an incredible joke payoff.
You'll notice that all of the sharks have laser beams attached to their heads.
The core question with any shark movie is, how are you going to take sharks to the next level? This movie gets it.
Dr. Evil has wanted these sharks so long.
I have one simple request, and that is to have sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their heads.
Sharks with laser beams attached to their head?
Frickin' sharks with frickin' laser beams attached to their frickin' heads?
Seems like a brilliant idea.
What they never explained was who was controlling the laser beam?
Enough of my technical mumbo-jumbo.
Are the lasers somehow connected to the shark brain? I'm not sure it's a structurally sound idea to have a shark control a laser.
It doesn't matter if it's technically feasible.
Allow me to demonstrate.
It's damn good.
Why strap a laser to a shark's head? If you're going to strap anything to a shark, another shark.
How about no?
I still think you should have a shark with a laser on its head that shoots torpedoes out of its butt. Because that way it'll be, I gotcha. Be awesome. Let's get you on both ends.
You got a killing machine right there.
We have sharks with laser beams on their freaking heads.
Are they ill-tempered?
Absolutely.
That's a start.
I've never seen that.
Hey, it's a comedy. It's also an action movie. But it also committed to being a shark movie.
Before I kill you, perhaps you'd like to see the genius of my plan.
If only for those few seconds, and I respect that.
Dr. Evil has a ship in his shape. A ship in his shape. He has a ship shape under the water.
It's long and hard and full of semen.
His son obviously is trying very hard to win over his dad's love.
So he buys his dad a present.
I got you a present.
Really? It's a touching scene because it's a son making his father proud in a very demented, unrealistic way.
Ooh, a lady that screams, "Open the tank! Open the tank!" reminds me of my mother and every other Korean lady whose child didn't become a doctor.
Then open the tank, and then there's these two sharks swimming around, and they have laser beams on their head.
Are those sharks with laser beams attached to their heads?
Have a tissue.
I know exactly what I wanted to get my dad for Father's Day. It's like at Christmas time or someone's birthday and you come up with the best gift ever.
You're the best evil son an evil dad could ever ask for.
And then he says, "I love you."
I love you, Dad.
And then he says, "I love you, son."
I love you, son.
It's a touching moment.
How do you top a gift like that?
What evil supervillain would not want sharks with laser beams on their heads.
Obviously, you've got nature's greatest killing machine, but sometimes you can't throw the super spy directly into the tank.
I'm going to place him in an easily escapable situation involving an overly elaborate and exotic death.
Now they don't even have to reach their prey. They can shoot it first and then casually swim up to it.
It can essentially cook you before it eats you.
I figure every creature deserves a warm meal.
It's like new shark lean cuisine.
The shark, like, laser beams him and kills him.
He looks all sweet and innocent, just doing his job.
The guy with the shorts on.
And then gets zapped with the laser.
That was the most delayed reaction to being shot with a laser ever.
What's worse, being killed by a shark or having to go to work every day with those shorts? I don't know.
He was like, phew, I'm shot!
That's the best use of comedic sharks ever in a movie.
I think the only place you can go from sharks with lasers is two-headed sharks with lasers. Sand sharks with lasers. Ghost sharks with lasers.
Great. Inspiring.
These things write themselves.
I smell a sequel to Sharknado 2 with laser beams.
It's supernatural. It can do what it wants.
So it can appear anywhere and attack.
Being left alone anywhere, even if it's on dry land, is scary enough.
That was such a crazy movie because it was true. Are you okay? I wonder if sharks, when they die, turn into ghosts. Well, they do.
They took two things I am terrified of and put them together.
What's a ghost? Like, ooh, scary.
Because sharks aren't scary enough. Let's make them ghosts.
A shark was done wrong. Came back to get revenge as a ghost.
This sounds like a Scooby-Doo episode.
How do we know this is a ghost shark? Because its fin is glowing. Like a bug light.
Why is it glowing?
They made the shark glow so that you knew the difference between a real shark and a ghost shark.
I've never seen a shark draw more attention to itself than ghost shark.
I think it would have been better if they took a real shark, put a sheet on him.
Least scary shark I've ever seen in my entire life. I rank it right below Jabberjaw.
I don't get no respect.
Jabberjaw can talk and plays instruments, and I still find him scarier.
One of my favorite scenes is the girl gets onto the Sea-Doo, knocks the guy off.
She tossed him away like a piece of trash to be the buffet for the ghost shark.
It's such a dick move.
And the shark is like, what's up with that double standard?
The ghost shark lets her think she'll live.
He goes past the kid. And it's like, I'm saving you for later. And goes for the girl.
She took the brother's jet ski. Get her ass. Nobody wants that thing with me.
And all of a sudden, the ghost shark comes up.
Takes off her head.
I wasn't ready for that.
Amazing.
Killed her by swimming faster than a jet ski, getting in front of it, and then jumping right at her and lopping off her upper torso. Which is a very popular way, apparently, for sharks, ghost or otherwise, to kill people.
That was a pretty nice kill there by the ghost shark. Why didn't the shark go after the easy meal? A lot of meat, not moving very well. That's the target.
That was pretty cool of the shark to pass up the two guys that just got bamboozled by homegirl who stole that jet ski.
Basically fed him to the shark, so she deserved to be killed by ghost shark.
I don't know whether to be pissed about the racism of it or happy that he got the chick that stole the jet ski.
How does a ghost shark have razor sharp teeth?
Ghost teeth have no chomp. How can it sever anyone's head? Where's that guy? Is it gonna digest it?
If the ghost shark is see-through, how come we couldn't see her corpse inside of the shark?
Is it gonna take a ghost poop?
What is this paranormal activity of the sea?
If ghosts do exist, then they're energy. They're not anything of matter or physical, tangible substance. So how would it be able to have force to rip through a real piece of matter? You get where I'm going with this?
It's supernatural. It can do what it wants as a ghost shark.
This is actually making me think way beyond how much I'm comfortable thinking.
It's a ghost shark. Got a problem with that?
So it can appear anywhere and attack.
Here's what's really frightening, that this ghost shark can manifest itself anywhere, in any body of water.
It can be in a swimming pool,
A glass of water.
They can come out of a mud puddle.
The slip and slide.
in a leaky faucet at the bottom of a sink.
Bathtub. Toilet.
That's pretty extreme.
I don't want to think about the shark coming up my toilet.
You're kind of half asleep and your butt gets eaten.
That's a pain in the ass. Literally.
Another really good one was at the police station. The officer goes to get water from the cooler, and then he's like, and then, and the shark's like, hey, what's up? I'm a shark. It's great.
I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Thanks a lot, sci-fi.
Yeah, I'd like to see the ghost hunter guys take on that.
That was such a crazy movie because it was true.
Who's ever heard of two people being left in the middle of the ocean before?
I have actually.
There were these two divers, this couple, that went on a fun diving expedition.
The boat leaves them there.
So they thought they had everybody on the boat, and they took off, and they left these two divers alone in open water.
That's pretty horrifying, to go on a boat trip with a whole group of people and then get left behind.
I've left friends behind at bars and stuff, but, you know, they might be attacked by a cougar. Oh, certainly not a shark. Being left alone anywhere, even if it's on dry land, is scary enough. But now you're in water, who knows how long you're going to be out there.
That endless expanse of nothing and just that depth that's below you, I wouldn't even need to see a shark to be terrified.
This movie goes back to the basics. You know, the basic rule of shark movies, which is just, sharks are terrifying.
Open water, more like open slaughter. The shark circle. That's the fear. That's a real human fear.
I thought he said he'd never come that close.
They also said the boat would be here.
They've been surviving, they've been waiting for hours, I'm assuming, and now come the sharky poos.
Watching open water, you're reminded that's why Batman carries shark repellent.
Holy sardine!
And then the shark bites the guy.
Oh my god!
And then there's blood all over the place.
I would have been screaming like a bitch with jazz hands.
You see the blood starting to show in the water.
It's like all of a sudden their eyes go from like, hey, we're hanging out to pitch black. Oh, there's blood in the water.
Basically, mess hall's open. It's this guy. Delicious human meat. Only I had a laser. So I can make it medium rare.
The only way that shark would have eaten me is if it liked the taste of poop. Because that is what would have been happening at that point in time.
There's no reason to get all potty-mouthed about it.
I would have been the first guy to escape a shark attack because I in a shark's mouth.
I thought that was wrong.
I bet these people were praying for a Sharknado to scoop them up.
It's a little more sort of documentary style, and it's like, let's not go with any fancy, crazy, wackadoo concept. It felt too real.
This is art house sharksploitation.
Open water is just showing you workaday sharks.
That's not really the shark story that I want to see. I'm more of a improvised explosive device, where the chainsaw is at, kind of shark story.
I mean, there's no two-headed sharks. There's no ghost sharks. Lame.
This film I found scarier than the other ones. Believe it or not, scarier than Ghost Shark.
What? Oh, come on. God, forgive me. Saying that was scarier than Ghost Shark. Why, how dare you? It's not even worth discussing.
If you're in open water and you're just sitting duck, what are you supposed to do?
Well, we are where we are, aren't we? Yeah, fine.
There's no reason to just sit there. There's sharks everywhere. What do we do?
Look around us. We're stuck in the middle of the ocean.
Waiting and hoping that the sharks don't notice you doesn't necessarily seem like the best strategy there.
And sliced her. Swam off. Is that wrong?
Daniel?
A lot of women gonna hate me because of this, but what would you do? You do the same thing to me, so shut up.
I would start swimming.
You refused to swim.
Just keep swimming until hopefully you find some badass killer whales. Killer whales will be like, get off here, shark. Get off this. My friend Deborah.
My girl has really big butt, so it would have took him a while to eat her. The first butt cheek, they'd have been full anyway. So after that, by that time, I'd be sitting somewhere in Miami.
I know that company that took them out there. Lawsuit. Major lawsuit.
We paid to be out here. We paid those incompetent to drop us out in the middle of the ocean.
I swear when I get back, I'm calling my lawyer.
I wanted to go skiing.
It would be cool to see a lawyer sue a shark.
It's a great vacation, honey, isn't it?
What do you do? That'd be the end of me. I couldn't handle it. But what's scarier, drowning or being eaten?
Hey, kids at home, if you have a choice,
This can't be happening.
if you ever find yourself in the position where you have to drown or get eaten by sharks, let open water be your guide.
We wanted an ocean view. Boy, did we get it!
Best vacation ever.
It's clear that most of these sharks spent some time at SeaWorld.
These sharks are blowing away Flipper.
This is why we watch shark movies.
Oh my gosh, that was a great scene. I actually really like that so much more than any other shark eating scene I've ever seen.
Swamp Shark has everything. It's got nudity, headings.
Are you seeing a theme here?
Swamp Shark is another one of these movies where a shark is showing up where sharks aren't supposed to be.
Sharks live in saltwater, buddy.
They're in the bayou, Louisiana bayou.
And people don't want it there.
All the deputies and the police and the people in the area are out looking.
Okay, so the sheriff's supposed to be looking for him. He's out there on this landing or pier.
Who's a little distracted by some sexy action that's happening in broad daylight.
Right there in front of all of the world to see.
I feel like it's my right to watch him.
The girl who gets nude is not super hot. Yeah, she's swampland hot.
Swamp love. I don't think swamp love is sexy.
They could not afford hotter hot people.
Happens on these low-budget films.
Cop is looking at the girl who's about to get nude, and he's kind of hot and bothered by it all.
That's possibly the creepiest sound I have ever heard in my entire life.
Oh yeah.
Nasty little perverted voyeur.
He's got binoculars. This pervy dude. It's Peeping Tom.
What do you mean? That's what you use binoculars for, isn't it?
And then he like zooms in and he goes, "Holy mother of..." And then, boom.
Oh, it's a good one!
Again, fantastic timing on the shark's behalf.
He's kind of like Free Willy in this. It's like Free Willy!
It's clear that most of these sharks spent some time at SeaWorld.
You see the dolphins do their thing. That's very impressive. These sharks are blowing away Flipper.
Takes the head right off the cop.
Nothing but net.
Swish. It sounds as if he's biting into a ripe berry.
That's what you get for being a Peeping Tom.
The couple that's so tenderly in love.
Kind of looked like 70s porn, didn't it? Like I was expecting to hear like bow, bow, bow.
They were bumping and grinding. They're like, we are gonna do this. Hold on a second, did you hear that?
And then she gets up after hearing a noise.
I like the way she was holding her boobies.
It's like, somebody out there.
Why cover yourself up, girl? Why so shy?
You don't want any of the sharks to see you naked, right?
I'm gonna bite this guy's head off. Oh, check it out. That's cool too.
Then they'll come after you.
You don't want a shark to accidentally see your boobs.
He got a double whammy. He got food and porn.
All that's left are the binoculars, the little naughty binoculars.
There isn't just blood everywhere on that dock. That would be a giveaway, I think.
You can't tell me there wasn't half a body sitting there.
The rest of the body just kind of fell off.
You would definitely hear something going on.
I think somehow the shark set up this scenario.
The shark just eats the creep. It doesn't eat the couple.
I think that couple probably friends with the shark.
The shark's on their team. Shark's on the payroll.
And it's a born-again Christian shark. And the shark says, I'll have none of this on my dock.
He was doing a service.
He leaves kids doing it as bait.
He put the bait out so that the cop would be there.
Because when sex is going on, man will just...
And so the shark could eat him. I mean, it's obvious.
Protect and serve, not peep and perv.
Excuse me, officer.
There's a shark sheriff swimming around.
I feel like the shark is taking the moral high ground.
I think there should be more sharks like that. Sharks with principles.
This shark clearly knows right from wrong.
I am not mad at that shark for what he did. Not at all.
I just, one more time, want to thank that shark for murdering a creep.
You know, I'm sure the ladies in the house were going, yeah, dude, you pervert, you got what you deserve.
It's a lesson. I believe that this movie has a very deep Christian message.
If you watch a couple having sex in public in broad daylight on a dock,
go and get your head bit off.
I think Bait is my new favorite movie.
This movie is terrifying.
Australia, there's a big tsunami. All the sea life gets pushed onto shore.
The obvious plot hole in any shark movie is don't go in the water. In Bait, they bring the water to you.
So we have a grocery store that is flooded, and somehow sharks got in with that flooded water.
Crikey, there's a shark in the grocery store.
Not only is this a scary shark movie, it's a scary supermarket movie.
There's a 12-foot gray about shark in here.
Every which way that they try to escape and get away from the shark, it's not really panning out for them.
This is not happening. So not happening.
They're thinking maybe if we go through the vents.
This could be a plan that works. Who wants to go first? Not me.
Screw, I'm out of here.
If you are a minority in a movie, you should know that your chances are very slim of surviving to the end of the movie.
If you ever find yourself in a shark movie, don't dangle yourself over water. I mean, that's like going to Charlie Sheen's house covered in hookers and blow.
So then the guy pulls his head up into the ventilation shaft.
You think you know exactly what's about to happen, and then... spider crabs.
A massive amount of these tiny little crabs just coming at his head.
Crabs! Yeah.
The crab scene was particularly funny. Like, I've got crabs! Like I haven't heard that before.
I've had a lot of experience with crabs, and they can be pretty scary.
You just get a shampoo and it goes away.
The shark just...
I can make it! I'm okay! That guy got a bad case of crabs, and he got his lower end eaten off.
Oh my gosh, that was a great scene. I actually really like that so much more than any other shark eating scene I've ever seen.
This is why we watch shark movies. For that exact reason.
I see how it is. Make the Asian guy the sushi. Snaps him in half.
Man, that was a rough one, dude.
The sound effect was so good and realistic too. It was like...
I'll never say bite me to somebody again, ever.
And I like that it kind of latched like a pit bull and then just tore it off.
We want blood and guts and sharks and teeth everywhere and crabs.
I was not expecting that, even when he was saying he was okay.
I can make it! I'm okay! I halfway can make it. I can halfway make it. Okay, half of me made it.
I can make it! I'm okay! No, you're not. You just got your ass eaten.
That's pretty much the textbook definition of not all right.
He's half the man he was.
Just torso gone.
I love that he was hanging on for dear life, and then they had that moment where he just... Oh, he's obviously dead now because he let go.
Well, I think that's the takeaway from here, is that he gives up too easily.
You know, but at least he doesn't need any shampoo for those crabs. Oh!
He really thought that he was going to make it. He thought that he could pull himself up and really, save the whole team, but that didn't happen.
How do you know when someone's gonna die? It's when they're shouting, I can make it! I can make it! Oh, don't say it twice.
I can make it! I can make it!
No, you're not going to make it.
You're so dead now.
You know you gonna make it.
Has this guy never seen a movie before? You never say, I can make it, I'm going to be okay, in a movie involving a shark.
I'm okay is a sign if you're gonna die.
That's like a death sentence. And literally, it was his death sentence.
Adios, pal.
If somebody asks how I'm doing, I always say, I may or may not be eaten by a shark at any moment. This is what I do. I wake up every morning, I go, I'm about to die. I go to the supermarket, I go, a shark is gonna eat me. Okay, I go take a bath, I go, I bet Freddy Krueger's gonna attack. Guess how many times I've died? Literally 0. I have been murdered 0 times in my life.
The name of the movie is Bait, and they should have understood that when they signed their contracts.
I would buy tickets to that movie and definitely spill my popcorn in that scene.
Once a shark can live on land, it doesn't need water anymore. Now you've made it the scariest animal alive.
I mean, you wouldn't expect them to have a great white shark in a Jim Carrey movie.
Sand sharks are different from regular sharks because they swim literally in the sand.
Once a shark can live on land, it doesn't need water anymore. Now you've made it the scariest animal alive.
There are prehistoric sand sharks that have now resurfaced from the past.
It could happen.
Sand Shark was like, hey, what can we do to change this up? How can we pull ourselves out of the traditional genre of shark movie? Let's put a shark where a shark normally doesn't go, and then they put it in the thing that goes with water.
And the sand right next to the water.
They extended a shark's possible attack range by about like 30 feet.
It's a matter of inches we're talking about here.
Sand shark. Just when you thought it was safe to go back to your Zen garden.
Not to be confused with land shark.
Like the old Saturday Night Live episode.
Land shark would just, you'd hear, no, and then he'd knock on the door.
Ding dong, who is it?
Who is it?
Can I use the bathroom?
Anagram.
They open it up, it's land shark.
Just eat the person.
That's similar to what sand sharks was.
I like the scene where the girl is on the beach with her boyfriend.
And her boyfriend just gets swallowed up out of the sand. So that's pretty cool.
She freaks out, jiggles up to the cop to tell the cop what happened.
Somebody help! Something happened to my boyfriend! He came out of the sand!
My boyfriend just came out of the sand. So is her boyfriend the shark?
She's trying to tell the authorities that her boyfriend just got eaten by a sand shark.
Guys, something ate my boyfriend! There is something! A shark swimming in the sand!
My favorite line in the movie is when Eric Woods, the head police officer, says, "Miss, sharks can't swim in the sand."
Miss, sharks can't swim in the sand.
The greatest line ever committed to celluloid.
Genius.
For anyone out there watching who doesn't know the fundamentals of zoology, to let them know, hey, sharks can't swim in the sand.
I saw it!
Sharks can swim wherever they want.
The woman just saw her boyfriend being eaten, and the cop is still such a dude that he's like, no, little lady, sharks can't swim in sand.
Instead of taking her in and giving her a breathalyzer test or something, ma'am, obviously, you've had too much to drink. Taking you in.
He has to mansplain to her that she's wrong.
Then I love the head turn. She gets eaten.
Oh? They know it's funny to do it when no one's looking.
Come on!
Why is she going and standing next to the water after her boyfriend just got eaten?
Probably not the smartest choice.
She should have gone home and then called the police. Yeah, if you just circle around the sand, you'll find a shark. Where you at? I'm at my house.
If I saw a shark come out of the sand, I'm not setting foot in the sand again. Okay?
You gonna go get some cops and run back over there where he was taken out and stand there in the same spot as if you're not gonna get taken out too. Really?
She proved that, she was right all along, because then the shark came out of the sand and ate her too, right in front of him. There you go, cop, in your face.
That's also the best way to prove to the cops that don't believe you is get eaten yourself.
I'll show you. I'll get eaten too. Then what are you gonna do about it? And she's just like, yeah, right. They're like, oh, they can swim in sand. Dawn, come on, wake up.
That's what I love about these sci-fi movies, is that there's a little hint of comedy. People are getting eaten alive, and all people can do is say, oh my gosh, what was that?
That's gonna be bad for business.
When you can put a little bit of tongue-in-cheek in there and make it lighter, I think the low-budget special effects will actually start to work.
Is the shark made of sand? And so it can kind of manifest itself into a shark like Ghost Shark? Or it's a shark that can travel through sand?
It looks more like a lizard shark.
Apparently, sand sharks are just like regular sharks, only they have skin problems.
It was something to do with the way that their skin was made, that it sort of like grabs and pushes the sand around it or something.
Its skin was made to propel through the sand, kind of like it was water.
So it's like kind of Tremors sort of thing?
I don't know. It's as far-fetched as you can get.
Actually, to me, made sense, because I love marine biology.
Now I know why people always build those sandcastles, to protect themselves from the sand shark.
None of these movies make sense, but they're fun to watch.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. It is not a shark movie, but it has a shark in it, so it counts.
Alrighty then.
I mean, you wouldn't expect them to have a great white shark in a Jim Carrey movie.
We sit down to watch a funny comedy. And my children are wetting the bed for nights on end.
I remember that was a good little, adrenaline rush.
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, he has a job to find this missing dolphin.
If I have to tear this universe another black hole, I'm going to find it. I got to, mister!
And he goes into this room in this mansion where there's a big party, and there's a tank there, and he thinks, aha!
He thinks that it's Snowflake, the dolphin that he's trying to save.
Don't worry, Snowflake. Ace Ventura's here.
Ace Ventura is trying to lure Snowflake out of the water with a fish.
Yummy!
He just walks up willy-nilly, grabs a fish.
No fish. He thinks it's a dolphin.
You can see it framed perfectly, the fish, the tank.
Snowflake!
Snowflake,
Snowflake!
here, Snowflake.
I got some food for you, Snowflake.
I've got a little snack for you.
I mean, I think that's the face that everyone would really have if they were confronted
connect with the sharks.
I can't do it. I've had dental work.
He is the only person that can make that face. It's not Snowflake.
It's not Snowflake. It's not Snowflake. It's not Snowflake.
That's not Snowflake! It's not Snowflake!
It's not Snowflake.
Ace Ventura gets swung about and tossed like his little toy.
And his body's flailing all over the place, like a dog would play with, a stuffed animal.
The way he was flipping all around in the water there is pretty cute.
Least lethal shark I've ever seen.
Like at the end of the scene, you expect the shark to go wait for his treat. It's a perfect twist on a shark movie. I love that he's being thrown around the tank, just like in Jaws.
It harkens back to the scene in Jaws.
It's a homage to Jaws.
It's a wonderful send-up of Jaws. Yeah, there's a little bit of a nod to that scene in Jaws.
No, it was pretty much rip-off.
Completely. Like, frame for frame.
When Jim Carrey emerges from the bathroom,
It looks like he has gone through diarrhea war.
His clothes are all wet and sweaty.
But he didn't have a stone on him. All his limbs are there.
What? Epic fail!
No real harm done other than to fabric.
Right.
See, it turns out the shark didn't want to kill him. It just hated his outfit.
Do not go in there. Woo!
I think every man that has ever come out of a bathroom since this movie came out has uttered those words.
I mean, the all-time line from a Jim Carrey movie. Do not go in there.
Don't go in there!
Just a little something happened in the bathroom.
Who hasn't said that? At any party, anytime with your friends, you're hanging out, you're watching a game.
Works at every party. Every single works on an airplane. I would not go in. Works on when you get out of an elevator. I would not go in there.
He made the stench of
Your own
an
waste.
explosive diarrhea incident
In a public party situation.
kind of acceptable and fun.
If only more shark attacks in movies ended with a fart joke, I'd be a much happier man.
Super Shark!
Have no fear! Super Shark is here!
Super Shark might be my favorite movie of all time.
It walks around on its fins and it flies. Really?
It's Super Shark.
The title sounds like it's going to be a shark that was bit by a radioactive spider.
That shark was just big. That isn't super shark. That's thyroid disorder shark.
Because he was a little roly-poly.
It's a big mo.
How do sharks get that big?
That shark has been eating too much fast food.
It's just an unexplained, prehistoric, bulletproof shark.
It's the additives that the fish have in them nowadays that they're eating.
Not only can you not eat salmon anymore, but sharks are getting gigantic.
Super Shark lives up to its tagline, that's one big-ass shark. In all these films, you've got the hot chick in the bikini, or two or three, and you've got the nerd, the goofy hat, and the camera.
Let's shit some film.
Let me just get this shot, ladies. Yeah!
Get a little closer.
Okay, are we doing it right?
You're definitely doing it right.
If you're a guy on a beach and they say, hey, put this hat on, and it's that douchey hat, you're gonna die.
His famous last words were,
Contrary to popular belief, sharks can't come on land.
which apparently is a popular belief I wasn't aware of.
What popular belief are you talking about?
Contrary to popular belief, that guy works as an actor.
So as long as we stay out of the water, we're gonna be just fine.
Has he not been watching this entire countdown? That doesn't matter anymore, man. We're in a crazy, mixed-up, topsy-turvy world where sharks can go wherever they want to, whenever they want to.
Sharks do swim on land. They can go anywhere. They can fly through the air.
Get out of here!
When you deny something, sharks don't come out of the sand, they don't go on land, they're not huge, they don't have two heads, you're doomed.
Sharks can't come on land.
The shark heard that guy say that.
Nothing to worry about.
The shark jumps like 4 miles out of the water to come and grab the douchey guy with the camera.
Never tell a shark what it can't do.
And he was like, I'm going to show you.
The shark's like, ah! And the girls are like, ah! And he's like, good, looking good, just like that.
The particular shark didn't exactly swim on the sand, he flopped.
Or leaped, somehow. Jumped, flopped, out of the water, over rocks.
It was still coming out of the water while it was grabbing the guy.
What a horrible reaction time for the guy. Whatever that shark did, however it got out of the water, it landed behind him. and made a big thud. He didn't even turn around.
How do you not notice when a super shark flies out of the water and lands right behind you?
The earth literally shook. You feel a bit of a shark quake.
This creep deserves to be eaten by a shark.
A lot of them don't like humans, but they really don't like douches.
Girls, how hard is it standing there and look pretty?
When the guy gets eaten, we're all like, big deal. But then when he starts going after the girls, we're like, now wait a minute, shark. Now you're crossing the line.
The girls in the bikinis had nice breasts, didn't have very good survival skills.
Screaming does nothing. There's no amount of screaming that's going to stop a shark coming at you. That one woman stood there and screamed. Honestly, I think that's how the shark knew where she was. I think he was like, where? Oh, you're right there.
The shark's eating my friend. I'm sorry to my friend. I'm gonna run away.
If you don't have a chainsaw readily available, your only hope is to run.
It's a super shark. Where are you gonna go?
Seek higher ground, do whatever you have to do to get away from the shark.
You see a shark show up on dry land. You get in your car and go.
Clearly, the queen of the pageant was much smarter than the runner-up because she ran and got the umbrella.
And tried to fight the shark.
Because somehow that was gonna help. I know I can run because you're a shark and you don't have feet, but I'm just gonna hit you with this umbrella.
No. You get in your car and go. Why can't these girls learn how to run?
I would do the same thing. I would grab the umbrella and I'd start poking his nose. I'd just do nose pokes.
That's not no, it's annoying the hell out of our super shark.
Go away! Down, boy! Down, boy! Come here, little sharky. Tickle, tickle. You want a Mai Tai? Here's your little umbrella for your drink.
That shark gonna use it as a toothpick.
The shark is like, really? Really?
Not playing games. And then he ate her.
One bite.
You're gulping. Yeah, you're gulping.
I don't have to chomp, chomp, chomp. It's one bite and you're done.
And then he spit out the breast implants.
She was very brave. Maybe not smart.
I've seen bigger sharks than that. That shark's not that big.
This is the movie that set it off.
Dun-dun. Dun-dun.
Even if someone hasn't seen this movie in over 30 years, the movie still scares them.
Dun 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 dun.
This is the classic. This is Jaws. How can you get better than Jaws? Yeah.
This is the movie that set it off.
Instilled a fear of sharks in everyone.
Let's just name him for what he's gonna use to destroy you. His jaws. Ugh.
Every kill in this film is epic. Moviegoers were so surprised by this movie because nothing had ever been made like it.
Even if someone hasn't seen this movie in over 30 years, the movie still scares them.
They set it up like this really could happen.
And I live in New England, and nobody went to the beach for like 2 summers. Nobody.
And when they showed the shark in the movie, it was so terrifying and it looked so real.
I went and saw Jaws knowing it was going to scare the hell out of me, and sure enough, it did.
It was this ginormous shark.
The head pops into the porthole. I leapt out of my seat.
And you remember every moment of it.
Sharks are evil, creepy creatures.
You can almost feel the pain of these people while they're getting taken under the water. We are terrified of sharks because of Jaws. It's the unknown. It's what you can't see.
It's all imagination. It's all subtle. That's what's so scary.
It's what's lurking. And that's what Jaws did so well.
Anything they show you can't possibly be as scary as your imagination.
It was groundbreaking and pretty terrifying.
That's one of the greatest things about Jaws is that it really, really takes its time. It builds.
The opening shark attack in Jaws is probably the most famous shark attack sequence in the history of film.
So it starts off with a bunch of teenagers having a great bonfire.
Everybody's getting drunk, and then 2 of them decide they want to get frisky.
And then she says, hey, let's go ahead and go for a skinny dip in this freezing cold water.
Where are we going?
Swimming! That's the beginning of the end. You start taking off your clothes, you jump in the water, you're going to die.
She swims out to that buoy, thinking, nothing can go wrong here.
Going in the water! Chrissy the slut is gonna get it, and not in the way she wants it.
It's a rookie move for that dude to let a naked girl get that far ahead of him.
I'm trying to get this chick, and she runs into water. That's what makes it scary for me. It's like, yo.
First of all, let's go swimming in the water. You don't make it to the water.
Take it easy. Take it easy. I gotta chase you, swim, and try to get some sex? Wow.
You know, because water, maybe you jump in and she sobers up, which is the worst thing that could happen.
She's looking beautiful, like a dolphin, a mermaid, something delicious.
When we see those dangling legs and the camera's coming closer, which we know is the shark.
They're not showing you the shark. They are showing you this woman's crotch.
We know that she's going to be delicious and that she's dead meat.
And then from underneath, before she gets grabbed, you see just her legs, just kicking very gently. It seems very serene, like a beautiful, but you hear that music. Dun-dun, 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 and she's there, she's swimming. Dun, 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 dun.
It's the best.
And she just starts getting dragged around. And you can barely see it.
It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
I realize that it's the beautiful classic that created the genre, but they sure do take a lot of time to kill a chick, don't they?
When a shark is eating you, it's beyond hurt. It's, oh my God, I'm gonna die! Oh my God, that really hurts! Ow!
And you know she's being attacked by the shark, and it's just terrifying because she has no control here. The shark owns her.
She goes to that buoy, and I still want her to be safe. I'm thinking, you can get out of there. Maybe he's gone. And then... it just pulls her all the way down. Terrifying.
It's the scene that sticks with most people when you speak about Jaws.
When you first watch this movie, and she's just moving along, you're like, what could be doing that? Because when you think shark attack, you think just chomp.
It's not super shark. It's not a ghost shark. It's just a shark. It's a huge man-eating carnivore. And shark attacks are real.
It's like one of the best horror movies still to this day. It's so good.
It's a classic scene in probably one of the scariest movies anybody could ever think of.
You can't get better than Jaws? You can try. And that's Jaws 2.
Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water.
They made it safe to go back in the water.
There's no unanswered questions. I don't need Jaws 2. We killed the shark. Let the shark die.
Fire, you son of a...
Nothing is going to be as good as Jaws.
I was too afraid of Jaws 1 to even see Jaws 2.
I think out of respect for the first one, you see number 2, number 3.
Nor did I see Jaws 3, nor did I see The Revenge.
Jaws 3 is so bad it makes Jaws 2 look like Jaws 1. Jaws 3 was such a bummer. That's all I remember.
Probably the worst of the bunch.
Everyone was so like, oh wow, we get a Jaws movie in 3D, what a great idea. The idea of watching sharks flying at you with those teeth in 3D, it's a pretty genius concept. It's not good.
This shark looks like if I just took a sock puppet of a shark and was like, dun dun. Dun, 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 dun.
Why didn't we notice this when this film came out?
Dennis Quaid all looking terrified at this slow-moving, basically, Zeppelin. It was like the Goodyear blimp with teeth.
Oh, I can just feel him. He's coming right at me. Oh my God, he doesn't move. And then it hits the glass.
Haha, I gotta get new glass. Webs. Jaws.
The shark eats a guy who luckily happens to have a hand grenade in his hand when he gets eaten.
How convenient.
Imagine hitting a shark pinata and then you find out it's real.
This is the magic of 3D. Shark innards just hang out in midair.
Oh, yes. This is definitely where the franchise jumped the shark.
I was wondering if I was going to have to say that.
I will be the guy to say it for you.
3 had to happen because then we get Jaws Revenge. Jaws Revenge was awesome.
Imagine being the writer going,
what else is there to do?
This time, it's personal.
He has to kill off this entire family that's been trying to hunt him and his family down for years.
Apparently, Ellen Brody has a psychic connection with the shark.
Psyche? How do I justify that? That's your problem.
I know it's coming. I know it's coming.
She's out, you know, gallivanting with Michael Caine at a street festival, and then she has a vision. What's wrong?
What can you do? That it has to be the most helpless anyone could ever feel.
A mother knows. A mother always knows when her son is about to be eaten by a shark.
Man, it's sequel hell.
That was a franchise that died the moment Jaws 1 was over.
Coming up with a new angle on an old premise, man. That's why writers drink.
If you're on a plane and you get killed by a shark, then you just have really, really bad luck.
Holy shit.
The theater went absolutely nuts.
Like,
Mega shark versus giant octopus. The Godzilla of all shark movies.
Who are we supposed to root for? Because both of those sound horrible. One's gonna bite you, one's gonna strangle you.
It's not just a regular shark. This is Mega Shark.
It's headed right for it. It's an incredible movie. Great title, great film, a film that lives up to the title.
I mean, if bigger is better, Mega Shark is the best.
We're not going to make it.
Add the mega to the shark, and then the whole world's your oyster.
It's Mega Shark, everybody.
You name one thing in that ocean that causes damage like that.
Mega Shark. It's a big shark.
Mega Shark versus Giant Octopus is the weirdest 9/11 conspiracy theory I've ever heard.
What the happened?
Stand down or you're going to the brig.
Is that Debbie Gibson and Lorenzo Lamas? There's
Poetry here.
The Dramamine's going to kick in soon.
Is this the movie where 80 stars go to die?
This is the kind of film where I wouldn't change anything about it.
It rises.
You see it, and you're like, it's perfect. Wouldn't change a thing.
These sharks are always trying to one-up each other. You know, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, you can do a jet ski, you can get a boat, I'm going to get a 747.
If you're on a plane and you get killed by a shark, then you just have really, really bad luck.
Mega shark versus giant octopus tells me that I can't be safe in a plane. That's terrifying.
There's some turbulence. The passengers are getting a little bit nervous.
All right, folks, please fasten your seatbelts.
Please fasten your seatbelts. There's a shark about to board the plane.
The flight attendant is going around calming everybody down.
And you want to tell her, no need. They're all gonna die.
She comes across a very nervous young gentleman.
Please sit down, sir. It's just in your pocket. Thank you.
Getting married in 2 days.
Oh, really? Well, that's going to change everything. Well, I'll tell the pilot right away, so we won't crash because you're getting married in 2 days.
Can you put your seat back forward? I'm getting married in 2 days. So, no. Because I'm going to be taking orders from a woman for the rest of my life.
What is the stewardess going to say? Oh, I'm sorry, we'll turn off the turbulence.
the lady says, "Sir, it's just an air pocket."
Sir, it's just an air pocket.
Is anyone going to buy that, you peanut wench? Seriously?
Hold on. Air pocket. That's what that is. If I had an air pocket on that plane, you're damn right it would shake the whole sucker.
A shark actually comes flying through the friendly skies. He looks out the window and he goes, "Holy, holy, holy, holy,
holy!" And then just to see a giant shark coming out of the water.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about.
He's not going to get married in 2 days, guys.
Flies up in the air and engulfs the airplane, right?
A mega shark.
You have a problem with that?
So he has a propeller on his tail?
When you see the enormous shark come up and attack the jet, it harkens back to West Side Story, really, where you have the sharks versus the jets.
The shark is saying, "Plane, you will be mine. Get inside my belly."
Get in my belly!
that is one hell of a mega shark."
How does he get out up into an airplane?
You know what that shark had to do underwater in an instant, which makes me think this shark is even smarter.
You know, I'm not good at math with, like, if this plane was going at this speed and this shark was jumping at this velocity, at what point would they... But clearly the shark is good at math because the shark figured it out and took that whole plane down.
Doesn't make sense.
How believable is this?
Don't knock what's absurd, man. It's very hip. It could be very cool.
I do think this could happen.
Really? A shark gets up to cruising altitude and devours a plane that's going 600 miles an hour in one bite.
One of these days, I'm going to be flying to Vancouver. I'm going to look out the window. A big giant shark is going to come at me.
Yeah, that's believable. Sure. Right.
This shark is super smart because he's been injected with these anti-Alzheimer's drugs because they're trying to find a cure.
If you're a science team led by Samuel L. Jackson and Michael Rappaport, you trust me. You know why?
Because I'm trustworthy.
Maybe don't give them the power to make sharks super smart.
Tell me I didn't see that. They recognize that gun.
Sharks are dangerous. Smart sharks, even more dangerous.
These are super evil genius sharks.
They aren't just breaking down doors for the sheer joy of it, are
These are even more powerful than sharks with lasers.
How smart are super intelligent sharks? Like, could they get into a state school? I mean, are we talking about like Brown, Princeton level smart?
We will never create anything better than Samuel Jackson's monologue in Deep Blue Sea.
Samuel L. Jackson is trying to rally the troops.
That's enough now from all of you!
Samuel L. Jackson does what he does best. He can make any crazy situation seem totally normal.
And we're gonna find a way
I have had it with these sharks.
to get out of here!
In this water. Don't know why that wasn't the speech.
Like, it's so good, and you're so pumped, and you're so invested.
So we're not going to fight anymore!
And you're going on close up, close up, close up. Cue shark.
First, we're gonna seal off this.
Whoa, shark comes and eats him to pieces.
Right when he's starting to really get to the core of it, boom, shark from out of nowhere, man. Awesome.
They're like, you know what? He's right. Let's all come together and what?
The only thing that can make Samuel L. Jackson's speechifying better is to be eaten by a shark.
The speech lasts so long.
When the avalanche came, it took us a week to climb out.
He jumped out there one like, shut up!
They should have those sharks at the Oscar ceremony in case someone's speech goes too long.
You like me?
Any shark that catapults out the water and takes out Samuel Jackson mid-tantrum,
Now you've seen how bad things can get.
it's all right with me.
Well, they can get a whole lot worse.
He was getting a little preachy
Now we took an oath that I'm breaking now.
and a little long-winded,
Swore that we said was the snow that killed the other two.
and the shark said, and now you shall die.
This is a big enough studio film where the expectation of Samuel Jackson to survive the whole movie is there.
I didn't expect it. I did not expect Shark to eat Samuel Jackson.
You can usually peg the people who are going to die, right? Michael Rappaport?
You guys hungry?
Probably going to die.
I was so wrapped up in what he was saying.
You think water's fast? You should see ice.
It really got me.
Sam Jackson eats you. You don't eat Sam Jackson.
It moves like it has a mind.
Rule number one when you're fighting super intelligent sharks, don't give a long speech with your back to the water.
There's a giant open water hole right next to him, which maybe he should have taken a few more steps away from.
We lost hope.
That is Sam Jackson right there. You know what I mean?
The shark knows if Samuel Jackson gets one out of his mouth, the movie's over.
Now, I don't know exactly when we turned on each other.
What you need is a shark that really understands dramatic tension, that like knows the perfect moment to leap out of the water and eat an Academy Award nominee.
So they obviously were paying attention, and then they realized, oh, he's now going to tell these people how to survive.
We're going to pull together, and we're going to find a way to get out of here.
Sam Jackson was about to tell them the plan of how to escape. And that's when the shark had enough. It was like, that's it. No, you're not going to hear this stuff.
The shark had a headset, so he was listening to the speech.
You think water's fast? You should see ice.
He's like, and go in now.
We're going to find a way to get out of here.
Right when they get the most courage, I'm going to snatch it from you.
First, we're going to seal off this.
His speech ends with saying, now first thing we're going to do is close this hole. That should have been the first thing you did. Instead of giving me a soliloquy, as beautifully written as it was,
7 of us survived the slide.
as powerfully performed as it was,
And only 5 made it out.
close the hole, go, great, now that we close the hole, you know what's scary? Ice. Now give your speech.
I remember even being in the movie theater going like, to Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. The theater went absolutely nuts.
Oh my God, you're dead!
With like a shock of scare,
Shark.
applauding, laughing.
It got a standing ovation.
Sorry, Samuel, I love you, but that monologue.
One shark got the body. Come on, get him. He's still talking, man. The other shark come and got the head and shut him up.
And it was like a mama shark and a baby shark. It was cute. They were sharing.
Yeah, exactly.
It's Hollywood. There's big sharks and there's little sharks. They'll all take a bite out of you.
It's an unsettling moment. It's a surprising moment. It's a great film moment. And it's a classic moment now.
There has never been a movie more insane.
This is an amazing concept for a shark movie.
He had a fever dream and then made a movie about it. There has never been a movie more insane.
This is an amazing concept for a shark movie.
It looks like somebody had a fever dream and then made a movie about it.
Sharktopus! You got the cutest little sharktopus.
So it's a shark and an octopus fused together.
Duh! That's the #1 movie? Sharktopus.
All right, so here we have an octopus with the tail of a shark. I don't see it.
It's not a James Bond movie? Sharktopus?
It's a shark with a fin and a big floppy head.
That's what I'm seeing. It's not going to sell.
All right, maybe we go a different way with this.
It's part shark, part octopus.
Really? What about a shark head?
Okay.
With tentacles.
Oh, I'm frightened!
Sharktopus.
I can't think of anything better. Try and name anything better than a sharktopus. I just love the name Sharktopus.
That sounds so nasty.
Sharktopus.
Yeah, everybody, please welcome.
Sharktopus.
It sound like there would be music. Sharktopus.
Bob, stop being a sharktopus.
Part shark, part octopus, part porn star. I know you think that's one of his tentacles, but it's not.
Did a shark have sex with an octopus?
Captain, I'm picking up a massive underwater disturbance. 2 bogies. Hard to say what they're doing.
How does a shark mate with an octopus?
One thing leads to another. Tentacle goes in a hole. Sharktopus.
Who's on top?
It's impossible to tell. It's just a massive sound.
Sharktopus is the child of Mega Shark versus Octopus. See, they made up and they had a baby.
Are you sure, like, the shark didn't get the octopus drunk at a bar and was like, hey, babe?
All I can say is that there's a certain shark and a certain octopus that are about to have a very awkward conversation with their parents.
Right, somebody was in use protection.
Is it creepy that I'm still thinking about the shark and octopus sex?
It's got parts of sharkness and parts of octopusness, all wrapped up together in a deadly weapon of horrifying terror.
This is the first movie that a girl in a sexy white bikini doesn't die.
Bree! Shark! Bree! Can you hear me, Bree? You're gonna die. Oh my god! Where's somebody help her, please? There's a shark!
Oh, she needs an Oscar.
Get out of the water! Do you want some Starbucks? Bree! Shark! Oh my god!
Oh my god, oh my god, shark! You think she's gonna die, and the shark's coming for her, and all of a sudden...
Surprise! Our shark gets attacked.
You think the shark is scary? Oh no, wait, you get a load of me.
You think at that point that this octo-sharkinator is a good guy. But don't you worry. As you go along in Sharktopus, you see him eating a lot more people.
He has suckers and talons and teeth.
At this point, we just see the puss part of the shark.
Its strong suit is its puss side. The part where he has the tentacles and he likes to stab people with it.
I like the puss. That's in it.
Tentacles?
Well, yeah, if
Oh,
you
it's
want to be
tentacle.
technical.
They should have called it Sharkticle. If it's the tentacles that did the attacking.
It's actually the tentacles that are you can grab everything and anything.
My favorite scene is where Sharktopus kills 2 guys that are painting a boat.
You know the one thing that's sexier than a bunch of girls in bikinis? Their dads.
It's the guy from Duck Dynasty, and he's sitting on scaffolding.
It's like the McDonald's of human victims.
It's got tentacles with a stabby thing at the end.
It can stab you from a distance, then bring you right into their mouth. Eat you like a skewer. They're holding, spit out the head.
Second guy that gets wrapped up into this boa constrictor-like thing.
And he goes, oh no, not like this, before he dies. Like, this was not the way he wanted to die.
It's actually the most inventive way to die.
He wanted to die a slow motion death from the ravages of alcohol and